If you've ever been in a session, in a Zoom, Teams, or Google Meet session, where you were assigned to work in a breakout room and you felt lost, you felt abandoned, you don't know what to do, or maybe you're on the other side and you're an instructor and you have to use breakout rooms for your class activities and you don't know how to organize your members, your participants, how to assign them to a group, how to assign the time for the group activity, then you're in the right place. Today, we're gonna talk about that. My name is Max Quiroz from Max and Ruth Training, and today I'm going to share with you some strategies to maximize the efficiency of Zoom or whatever online application you're using, breakout rooms. Please, if you haven't done so, click on the button that you see on your screen and subscribe to our channel. Also, activate the notifications bell so that you get notified whenever we upload any new videos. And now, we're gonna talk about strategies for maximizing the efficiency of Zoom breakout rooms. Remember, if you need any additional help, you can contact us on the links provided on the description of this video and program a free discovery call with us where we can talk about how you can integrate all the things that we're going to talk about in this video into your courses and how we can help you do this. The first thing that we should consider is we must have a clear purpose and clear tasks for our breakout rooms. And I still remember the first time that we had to go into a breakout room. The instructions weren't very clear. We didn't know what to do once we were in there. We didn't know the tasks that we had to carry out during the breakout room session. So the first thing that you must understand is that breakout rooms are for activities that cannot be carried out in an individual way, that you need to work with other people. And that's the beauty of breakout rooms. They allow you to put several participants in a small, controlled environment and safe environment where they can work and reach new outcomes that wouldn't be possible by themselves. I'm sorry, excuse me. And this is foremost whenever we are designing breakout rooms, because we must be very clear on the purpose and the tasks that must be carried out during the breakout room. And one big help is the next thing that we must consider, and that is support materials. I remember once we had a Zoom session with about 200 participants, and we sent them to breakout rooms. What we did is the instructions were captured in an image. We had a screenshot of the instructions for the work in that breakout room. And since we had all the participants registered in a Telegram group, we sent that image to the Telegram group so everybody could have it. And we also shared the instructions on the chat, in the chat window of Zoom. But there's an even better way to do this. You can create Google Docs or Google Slide document, and with all the instructions, with all the tasks that the participants must carry out while being in the breakout rooms, and then you just share the link with them and allow them to edit, because it serves two purposes. First, it's a guide of what they have to do while they're in the breakout room. And second, it will allow them to report their results. And we will come back to this at the end of this presentation, because that's a very important part also. But the thing here is, if you use Google Slides, you can have a slide for each group if they're going to work in different tasks. Or you can have, if it's the same task, you can have a slide or a page for each of the groups so that they can report their results, or they can capture and they can input their work while they're doing it. And this is very valuable, because at the end of the session, you can go to those documents and you can see for yourself what the participants of each group did, what results they achieved. And this is valuable because you can evaluate and assess the work of those participants during the breakout room session. So remember, create Google Docs or Google Slides documents so that they are available for everybody. Allow them to be edited by everybody, and so in that way everybody can have access to those documents. You can also share the link on the chat window of the application that you're using, and everybody can have access to that document. And that's a very important thing, because it keeps the participants focused on what they have to do. Another very important thing that you must consider is the participant assignment to the groups. How are you going to assign the participants to each group? And first thing that you must determine is the size of the group. Remember, if you have a small group, diversity is diminished. But if you have a very big group, it's difficult to work. So you have to find a balance between small group and big group. And the experts tell us that the best size to work on breakout rooms is between 3 and 6 participants. That's the ideal size for working in breakout sessions. Once you determine how many participants will be in each group, you can assign and you can have predefined roles for each participant. You can assign them. Once again, you can use those Google Docs or slides to tell them about the roles that they must carry out during the group. And there's 4 different ways in which you can assign the participants to a group. If you have a database of all the participants that will be in the session, then you can pre-assign them to a group from the web page of the application. That's if you have a database of all the participants, if you ask for a registration. The second way is during the session, you can manually assign them to a group that you define. The third way is to allow the application to randomly and automatically assign the participants to a group depending on the number of groups that you define. And that's the easiest and the fastest way to do it. Finally, you can allow the participants to decide and to choose the group they want to go to. This is not very recommended. I wouldn't advise you to do this. What happens here is, if it's a group that's been working together, what happens is people tend to choose to work with people they know, and diversity falls. You don't have different opinions. Most of a group has the same opinions. So it's important, if you want to have a mixture of new participants and people that don't know each other, so that they can start working together in a different way, then this is not the best option to use. So those are the ways that you can assign the participants to different breakout rooms. The next thing that you must decide is how much time are you going to allot for the breakout room session. And If the task is a simple task, 5-6 minutes is enough to do it. But if the task is a little bit more complex, then you must assign more time, between 10 or 20 minutes. You always have to be conscious, be aware that participants may need more time to finish the assigned tasks. So you have to be watchful on how they are working, how everything is going on, and you have to be flexible. And remember, the assigned time must be defined based on the task complexity. Less complex tasks, less time; more complex tasks, more time. The number of participants, less time; more participants, you need more time, obviously. And finally, how familiar are the participants with each other and with the process of working in Zoom breakout rooms? If the participants don't know each other, you have to allow for a little bit more time in order for them to get to know each other before they start working. If they don't know how to work in Zoom breakout rooms, then you have to allow for more time so that they can learn. And I remember we were able to work in different sessions with people that we already knew, and the first time it took us a little bit more time to get to know each other and to work out how we were going to carry out the activities. But the next sessions, it was easy for us because we knew each other, we knew how to do things, so it was faster than the first time. So take those things into account whenever you're designing your breakout rooms sessions. How much time are you going to allot for the breakout sessions? And take those aspects that I just mentioned into consideration. It's very important that we take care to ensure that everybody participates. I'm sure you have worked in small and big groups where some people are the ones that are always working, and there's free riders, people that don't work at all, or they work very little. And this happens in all the groups. So whenever we design a breakout room session in our online sessions, we have to ensure and take actions so that we can ensure that everybody participates equally. Everybody works, everybody does things in the same proportion. And we can define those in the roles that we assign. We can assign each participant different roles, or maybe in the instructions that we include in those Google Docs or Google Slide documents, we can include that it's mandatory that every participant report their own results. We can do that if we want to. And in that way, we can ensure that everybody is participating and we don't have any freeloaders or free riders in our breakout rooms. And that is very important. We must always be watchful on how the breakout room sessions are going, how everything's working, so that we can be there to help those participants that need help. If you have a small session, a small group, then it's easy for you as instructor to visit the breakout rooms if you have a few breakout rooms. But if you have a very large session, a very large group, and you have many breakout rooms, then it's difficult for you to visit all the groups. So you can rely on maybe teaching assistants or assistants that can help you visit, assign, divide the groups into different team members that can visit the room or be present in the rooms so that they can help the participants if they need any kind of help. Also, it is very important that at least in Zoom, the participants have the latest version installed on their devices, because the latest Zoom version, whenever you're in a breakout room, there's a button that says request help from the instructor. So they click on the button and they can message you directly asking for help. So take everything into consideration. Be very present, be very aware that people can feel abandoned, they can feel confused, that they are out of their element, and they might need some kind of help or support. So be there to help them and to support them. And finally, as I was telling you in the second consideration, the second strategy where we talked about Google Documents and Google Slides, a very important part of the breakout rooms work is reporting the results of that work. So additional to the time that you allot for the work in the breakout rooms, you must assign some time for each group to report to the whole group the results that they got while working in the breakout rooms. And this is very important because with this you give closure to this activity. And some things that we've seen in online sessions and in face-to-face sessions is some instructors assign small group work and they don't close. And that's left hanging there. Those activities, a result of that, those activities left hanging. And the participants go, well, what was the point of working in this if we didn't get to a conclusion? So please always, always, always ask the groups to report their results. If you don't have enough time for all the groups to report, then define and let them know how you're going to choose which group will report or which groups will report their results to the general group. And this motivates them. People love to participate. People love to be on camera. So this motivates them to participate and to keep on working in these breakout rooms. So those are several strategies that you can use to maximize the efficiency of your next breakout rooms sessions that you carry out while doing online sessions either on Zoom, Teams, or Google Meet, whatever platform you're using that has this option available. If you want to know more about how you can integrate everything into your online course, into your face-to-face course, please feel free to program a free discovery call with us so that we can talk about how we can help you to integrate everything that we've talked about and many other things into your own courses. Just send us an email to the address that is on your screen or visit our website that is also appearing on your screen and reserve your space for a free discovery call. We really hope that this video has been helpful for you and hope to see you in the next one. Have a great day.